Namaste. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. So let's come to our mats. Have available what we need for our practice. I need my dog, so I'm going to bring you a little bit close to me. So, rocks, low footstool, blanket, cushion, near a bit of furniture or near the wall always helps to practice close to something that you can reach for. We may use these props to support us, to aid us, to provide foundation, stability, balance. We may not, but I always like to have them at hand in case I feel that my stability or my security or my balance is just a little bit off, and it just provides confidence and is a tool for bringing ease and comfort to us in our practice. And it helps us to create accessibility. So I always invite them in, even if you very rarely use props. Have a practice with props and see how that feels for you, how much more openness it gives you. So our practice today is, we have a new moon coming up, new moon in Taurus. So we're going to have a lunar inspired practice. So we're working across the length of our mat rather than back to front. You may notice that I do quite a lot of lunar practices, because we have a new moon and a full moon virtually every 2 weeks. So there's that pattern, and in between I'll do Surya Namaskar practice, and then I'll do a Chandra Namaskar practice, and then I'll do a Surya Namaskar practice. So each week pretty much I'm going to be rotating my practice, also as and when I need a different type of energy. So let's bring our thumb and ring finger to touch. Ring is Prithivi, represents the earth element. So new moon in Taurus. Taurus as a sign of the zodiac is connected to the element of earth, Prithivi. And Prithivi is represented by this ring finger. So thumb and ring finger together. You can have palms face up or palms face down. And I invite you to connect with palms face down, to invite in more grounding, foundational connection with the earth below. Closing your eyes or gazing down softly towards the earth. You may be seated directly on the earth, or you may be seated on a cushion or a small block to lift and elevate your spine. Grounding down through all of the points of your lower body that are seated directly on the earth. Lengthening through your spine. Dogs at a moment. You can still hear them a little bit. Rooting and then rising. So this drawing up, this expansion and then contraction of the earth, this rising and rooting energy into the earth. And connect with your breath. I'm going to offer to you today Earth Sky Pranayam. Pranayam, the breath that roots into the earth and rises up towards the sky. So again, this sensation of rooting and rising. We're going to bring in our arms and hands into this breath. As you inhale, fingers on the earth rising up above your crown. As you exhale, lowering your arms down towards the earth. Focus on the breath rather than the movement. Inhaling and rising. Exhaling, rooting. Inhaling, rising up. Exhaling, following the breath down towards the earth. Inhaling, following the breath up towards the sky. 3 more here. Lowering down towards the earth with your arms as you breathe out. Rising up towards the sky as you breathe in. And then when you reach the earth on the exhale, connect there for a moment. Pause here in stillness. If you wish to hold the breath out, you can hold the breath out and lower your chin. Or you can be still and continue to breathe, normally at your natural rhythm. When you're ready to take a breath in, if you are engaging in Jaladharpan, lifting your throat, your chin from the throat rather, and inhaling fully. Let's bring your hands together at the heart in Namaskar, opening by chanting Om 3 times. Inhale fully. Om. 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 Hands to your eyebrow center. And as you exhale, let's lower all the way down towards the earth with our crown. Maintain a connection between your seats. So you may come all the way to the earth, or you may be slightly lifted from the earth. But bowing forward here in a pranam to the earth. And then hands back at the heart as you rise up. So let's make sure everybody's muted. So one of the things that we're going to be inviting in is this sense of not only rooting into the earth, so we're going to be inviting in energy to root into the earth, but we're also going to be thinking about how we draw up from the earth to help us to rise up, to revitalize, to re-energize. And the new moon in Taurus is a period for this dark moon phase leading up to the new moon, is an opportunity to reflect on how one's energy is. So you may in this period be feeling very exhausted, tired, lethargic, low. Certainly how I'm feeling. The sense of exhaustion has just hit me. And when that happens, and especially when we become aware of it around the new moon, that is a call for us to move into restfulness, a call for us to move into self-care, to come home to ourselves. And so this is what we're going to be connecting with, because when we root back into ourselves, root back into who we are, root into how we care for ourselves, and then from that place, we can rise once more. So today, in your practice, draw in mindfulness. Draw in a deep connection with the self and how you are experiencing the practice. An element of self-care, moving slowly through your practice so that you connect physically with the sensation that the practice is rising, offering you in that moment. Be in the moment of the practice, be in the breath of the practice, be in the emotions that arise in the practice, be in the sensations that arise in the practice. This is how we can invite in earth energy, Prithivi energy. As if when you take a walk in nature, you take time to observe. You take time to breathe in the scent of nature, the sights of nature, the feel of nature, being present with nature. Let's start by placing our fingers on the earth here. Press into your finger pads and rise up through the crown and your neck. Inhale deeply, hold the breath into the heart space. And then as you exhale, draw the breath down the length of your spine towards the root, the Muladhara chakra. So breath from the Muladhara to the heart, from the heart to the Muladhara. The Muladhara for foundation, for rooting, for stability. The heart for love, compassion, empathy. Two elements that we, two chakras. Don't want to use the element here to confuse us with the physical elements and the strands of a practice. Two chakras here. Left hand down, reach up and over with the right arm, lateral extension to the left. Fingers in Prithvi Mudra through center, over to the right. Our mantra for today is Aham Prema. Aham Prema. I am love. Venus is the planet, the guiding planet for the new moon in Taurus, connected to the element of earth. I am love. Love for the self, love for others, and accepting, welcoming, inviting love, receiving love in its fullness, offering love in its fullness to yourself today. So swaying from left to right, and allow these movements to be slow, sensual. As we know, Venus is connected to sensuality, to joy, to pleasure. And in that way, we can fertilize our soul, nourish our body, gift our soul with love and care. One more, we're going to finish over on the right side because we started on the left. And now circle all the way around and back. We'll do this a few times here. So this is sort of a variation of Sufi circle. Be in this moment. Be in this breath. Be in this movement. And then let's stop here. Let's draw our hands behind us. Place the fingertips on the earth again. Press into your fingertips so you've got your hands cupped here. And then open your heart by drawing your shoulder blades together. Lift your chin. So feel the connection between all of the points of your lower body and your fingertips that are on the earth, rooting there through those points. And then elevating and lifting through the heart, the gaze. Rooting to rise. Breathing here deeply. Be still in this moment. Be present in this moment. Pausing here. As you exhale, we're going to hug ourselves. Tuck in your chin. Round through your upper body. And as you exhale, begin to lower towards the earth. We're not coming all the way down here. We're simply going to sort of come into this sort of seed-like place. This protective womb-like sensation. Folding in. Now, as you inhale, unfurl, unfold. Remember which elbow is in front here. Open out your arms. Again, let's exhale. Tuck in the chin to the throat. Fold in. Reflect on how you feel here. Delve deep into your heart, into the energy that you have. Connect with any sense of tiredness, exhaustion, restlessness. And then inhaling to unfurl, unfold, rise up. Release your arms. We're going to come directly onto our knees to come into Virasana. So here, see how you feel. So sitting on your heels. If it doesn't feel comfortable here in Virasana, this sort of hero pose it's called. Remember to roll up a blanket, place it underneath the inside of your ankles. That will create comfort there. You can always place a cushion underneath your sit bone between your thighs and your calves. You can place a cushion underneath your knees. And always a choice to sit in Sukhasana with your legs crossed, or perhaps even on a low stool or on blocks. Lengthen here. Root through the earth, all the points of your body that are connected with the earth, the foundations here. And then root and rise. Again, bringing your hands. So I'll turn to face you. Bringing your hands together in front of you. Today I'm going to introduce Mudra. I don't think that we've practiced together, Shakthi Mudra. And with both hands. So let's fold in our thumb. And then take your peace fingers, that's your index and middle, and wrap them over your thumb. And you'll have your ring finger and little finger extended. Bring the ring finger and little fingers to touch, the opposite hands. And then bring your, so you'll also find that you bring your index and middle knuckles to touch. Your tips of your ring fingers are touching, the tips of your little fingers are touching. So when you look at it, you can see your thumb is tucked in underneath your index and middle fingers, which are folded over your thumb. Your ring and little fingers are extended and the tips are touching. This is Shakthi Mudra. You can bring this to your heart or you can hold it in your lap. Shakthi Mudra is a mudra that connects us to our creativity, our vitality. It brings a sense of calm, ease, restfulness, a deep settling. So you can see here how the tucking in, the folding in, and the opening The rooting and the rising energy is held within this hand, within this mudra, this Hasta Mudra. 3 full breaths here. We're moving slowly today in our practice. We're in no rush to go anywhere. Being dynamic, being active, being busy, always having something to do can also be a way of avoiding stillness, a way of avoiding delving deep. This is something a strategy I often use. I'm a very busy person. But being busy is also a form of escapism from reflection, from stillness, from being with yourself, from being at home within yourself. Aham, Prema. Take this opportunity to show self-care, self-love, self-value, self-worth. Aham, Prema. Receive your own compassion and love and empathy for the self by journeying in today. 1 breath more. Now inhale, reach over your head, reaching tall, maintain your Shakti Mudra. As you exhale, over to the left. Inhale, center, exhale, over to the right. Inhale, center, exhale, back down towards your heart, traveling all the way down to your root. Travel through the center, reaching up above your crown as you inhale, over to the left. Through center to the right. Back to center, exhale through the crown, all the way down towards the Muladhara. 1 more time, inhale to rise up. Exhale to the left. Through center to the right. Back to center, exhale all the way down. So here we're passing through all of the chakra points down towards the root of Muladhara. Release your hands. Let's bring our eyebrow center to the earth in Malasana child's pose. Your knees can be together, or you can take your knees wide, big toes touching. Wide-legged child's pose, or legs together child's pose. Your version of Malasana here. Inhale, rise onto your hands and knees, coming into Mamarusan table pose here. Inhale, lift your tailbone. Dip your lower back, shine your heart, lift your gaze. Now here, let's follow the breath. As you exhale, begin that movement at the tailbone, rounding through your spine, separating out your shoulder blades, tucking in your chin. When you start the inhale, move just slightly after the breath by lifting your tailbone and then cascading through the length of your spine. Exhaling to round Vikriyasana. Inhaling to shine Madhyasana. Again, sense that at the tailbone there's a rooting sensation and at the crown there's a lifting sensation. Visualize the movement of energy, the movement of breath, and be aware of this breath. Follow this breath. We're not racing our breath. We're allowing all of our movements to move in harmony with the breath, letting the breath lead us. One more, and then to stillness. Reach forward with your left arm. Again, you can bring your hands into your Prithvi Mudra. Open out your arm by taking it to the side and then round behind you. And again, let's bring it forward. This time, let's reach up and circle the arm. Bring it forward. Over and out, so it's parallel to the earth to reach back. Come back forward. This time, circle the arm. Reach forward. Open out to the side. And this time we're going to circle up and over all the way round to create a big full circle. Then bring it back forward. Release that left hand back to the earth. Let's do the same with the right arm. So open it out to the side. So it's parallel. Take it behind you. And then back round to the front. This time up and over. And it might feel different in your shoulder here. Certainly for me, in my right shoulder, which is where I have my stories to tell, my range of motion is more limited. Again, let's come round to the front, out back, and then coming forward and circling the arm. And this time, let's take it back and forward, all the way forward, creating a nice big circle. Oh, that feels pretty tough for my shoulders. If you want, come back and sit in Virasana and bring your fingers to your shoulders. In fact, let's all do this. And then circle the elbows 3 times in one direction, and then 3 times in another direction. So remember, the animal that is associated with Taurus is the bull. And often, if you are born in under the sign of Taurus, shoulders and neck energies can get really stagnant and blocked. This is where you might have different stories to tell. Because remember, the way that the bull is, where there's a lot of energy in the bull at the front of at the top of the end. The bull has the most energy in the shoulders, broad-chested. That's where the powerhouse is of the bull. So it's also where we can experience different things. Coming back down with hands on the earth, let's tuck your toes. Spread your fingers wide. Inhale, lift here. Hover for a moment with your knees lifted. Engage your core. Push the weight back into your hips and pelvis, into your legs, into your feet. And then begin to reach your heels towards the earth. Pedal here. Tadasana. And then walk your hands back towards your feet when you're ready. Heel toe your feet as wide as the mat. Exhale, bend into your knees. Come into Malasana. Squat here, or garland pose as it's called. Hands again in your Shakthi Mudra. So, Shakthi Mudra. Thumbs tucked in, peace fingers wrapped over your thumb. Ring and little fingers touching. You can be sitting on blocks here. You can be sitting directly on the earth. You can be hovering quite high here. There's my bottom knees. We're going to rise up from here. So press into your feet. Your toes are turned out. So remember, feet and knees are turned out here. Gives us the most space. Engage your core. Press through your feet. Inhale, root first, and then rise. And you might rise very slowly here, or more quickly. Hands reach all the way over, above your crown. Exhale to lower down towards the earth. Back into Malasana. Let's do this 3 times, my yogis. Root down first. And then inhale. And then allow the movement to follow the breath as you rise up. And if you want to hold onto a wall, if you want to stay, you can come down halfway and then rise up. Or you can come all the way down towards the earth. Yogi's choice here. Engage your core, press down through your feet, your legs, hugging in your muscles of your legs. And then when you've done the 3rd round, stay standing. Bring your hands to your heart, quarter turn on your mat. Take a breath here, your Shakti Mudra at the heart. You can have your Shakti Mudra down towards the root. So remember, thumb tucked in, peace fingers, that's your index, middle wrapped over your thumb. Ring and little finger connected. So you have the folding in and the rising up. So rooting and rising represented in your mudra here. One breath here. I'm just going to make sure I have lots of space. Coming into your Tadasana, standing mountain. Now remember, big toes can be touching, heels apart. You can have your feet hip distance wide. Lift your toes, connect through all 4 corners of your feet, pressing into the earth, your foundation, your stability. Remember, we're working with the earth energy here. Finding our foundation, coming home to yourself. Aham, Prema. Inhale, reach up with your hands. Now here you have the option of a gentle back bend. If it feels too much, so remember here, hips and pelvis forward, hug in the navel. You want to support your lower back, you also have the option of supporting your lower back. So take your hands and support your lower back here. Lifting your gaze, and remember you can keep your chin slightly tucked so that you have lots of space at the back of your neck. Throwing our head back is not grounding. That's really destabilizing. Exhale, return to neutral, hands back at your heart. If they're at your lower back, if you're supporting your lower back, bring them back to your heart. Take a moment and we're going to repeat that again. So remember, your option is to bring your hands to your lower back. So you're supporting yourself, draw your shoulder blades together and lift your heart, lift your gaze. Or you have your mudra overhead. Exhale, return your spine to neutral, moving slowly, hands back at your heart when you're ready. Last time, you can support your lower back or you can move directly into hands reaching over. Gentle back bend. As you exhale this time, we're going to hinge forward, coming into Ardha Uttanasana. Tailbone reaching back. Crown reaching forward. Exhale, continue to forward fold. Release your hands towards the feet, earth. Bend softly into your knees. Lower your crown towards the earth here. Allow your neck, your shoulders, your arms to relax. Feel heavy, being drawn down towards the earth. Your feet are your foundations. Your tailbone is slightly lifted here. Perhaps your abdomen is resting on your thighs. Inhale to unfurl your spine, one vertebrae at a time, rooting through your feet, rising as you unfurl, unfold, delving deep in that forward fold, unfurling, identify, recognizing, seeing as you unfurl. Let's open out our arms, step across our mat into Tarasana, star pose. Take a moment here. Open out your arms wide. We're going to do Earth Sky Pranayama here. Exhaling, lower your hands. Inhale, rise up with your hands above your crown. Exhaling, following your breath down towards the earth. Inhaling to rise up. One more like this with variation of Tadasana. Now we're going to bring in by bending our knees. You may want to turn out your toes towards in the same direction as your knees. So exhaling as you reach up with your hands, grounding down through your lower body. As you bring your hands down towards your body, straighten through your legs. So we're going to be rooting with our lower body, rising with our upper body. And then here, as we rise up, we're rooting with our upper body, our hands, rising through our legs. Again, 3 here. Move slowly. And then when you rise up with your upper body, hands reaching down, come into your Shakthi Mudra. Tuck in your thumb, fold over your peace fingers, extend your ring and little fingers. Take a moment here. Reach up, exhale over to the left. Inhale to center, exhale over to the right. Inhale to center, bend into your knees and hinge forward, halfway. So have a soft bend in your knees here and reach forward with your arms, your crown, reach back with your tailbone. One breath more, and then exhale, release your hands down towards the earth. Rest your hands either on blocks, on a low footstool or a chair. And soften through your upper body here. Feeling heavy with your crown, your neck, your shoulders, your arms. Your tailbone is slightly lifting up. Your feet are grounding down. Your lower body is rooting here. Your upper body is rooting here. It is only your tailbone that is rising here. Walk your hands over towards your right foot. Bend into your right knee. Come onto the ball of your right foot, hands on the earth. Lift your left toes, dorsiflex your left foot. Remember here, this is Skandasana. So from here, we walk all the way over and bend into that right knee. So remember, you can be quite high here, or you can come onto the ball of your foot, bending deeply into that right knee and extending your left leg. Walk all the way across your mat, back to the left. And extend your right leg this time. So we're going to move from right to left slowly. So remember, you can stay high up. So just my fingertips are on the earth here. And I can walk all the way over. Or I can bend deeply into my right knee and walk all the way over. Let's move from left to right very slowly. Again, use your breath. Follow your breath. And have a slight pause when you reach one end. Here, rest in this pause. Feel balanced or grounded in this pause. And then move, unfurl, unfold from one side to the other. Be in this moment, be in this breath, be with this sensation. Take care of yourself. There's no need to push or pull, no need to extend, overextend, overreach. Let's be where we are, enjoying this movement. And then when we reach over to the left, let's pause there. Back to center, coming back into our wide-legged forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. Soften again, upper body heavy, feet grounded, tailbone lifted. The root lifted here. Unfurl your spine, one vertebrae at a time. I'm going to bring my hands into my Shakthi Mudra. Reach up. Open out your arms. Let's come into Prithivi. Turn the right foot towards the top of your mat. Hinge over to the right. Coming into Trikonasana, so left hand can be on your left hip. As you reach down towards the earth with your right hand towards your right leg, perhaps you place it on a block, low footstool, rest it on your leg. Wherever you are, have an extension through the spine, rooting down through your legs and feet, lengthening through your spine, your crown. That left hand can reach up towards the sky. So root down through your lower body and lift up through that left arm and the crown and the heart. Bend into your right knee, rise up in Warrior Two, Mahavirabhadrasana. Left heel on the earth. Bend into your right knee, sink into your hips and pelvis. Ground down through your lower body, rooting here. And then lifting the crown, opening the arms. Aham Prema. Aham Prema. Accepting yourself, welcoming yourself back into the home of your body, the foundations of your body. Thinking about what matters to you, matter. So this matter of the physical earth, the matter of your physical body, the matter of your emotions that are expressed and manifested through your body and your words. These tangibles. What matters to you? Do you recognize your tiredness, your exhaustion, your overextension, your overreach, your fatigue? And take that moment to pause, to rest. Warrior Two, Mahavirabhadrasana. Bring your right arm to rest on your right thigh here. Left arm reaches up. Parshavottanasana. If you wish, you can bring your right fingertips towards the earth, but see how you feel here. Remember, we're rooting, but we want to be in a state that helps us to feel connected with the earth rather than overextended. So be where you are here. Up and over with the left arm, back into Warrior Two, straighten through that right leg. Take a moment here, back to Tadasana, star pose. You may need to shuffle your feet slightly. Inhale to reach up in your Shakthi Mudra. Lengthen here. Turn the left toes out towards the bottom end of your mat. Open out your arms and hinge over to the left. Moving into Trikonasana here. So make sure that your feet are at the width that you wish to have them so that they feel sustainable. Hands in Prithvi Mudra, earth element. As you exhale, reach down. Remember that right hand can stay on your right hip. This left hand can connect to the earth, the leg, blocks, or a footstool, wherever's available. Have a soft bend in the knees. So rather than locking it out. And when you're ready, and if you wish, you can reach up with your right arm. So extend through the length of that right arm, starting that movement across the heart space. Reach forward with your crown so that your spine feels long, rooting through your feet. Perhaps your hand, wherever your hand is, could just be your belly, your fingertips here, resting on something. But even that small sense of stability foundation. Bend into your left knee, open out into Mahavirabhadrasana, the great warrior. Move with your breath. That's just a delicious practice. And often we think that when we are tired, we are exhausted, we're lethargic, the last thing we might want to practice is yoga. Because the idea of physical exertion, physical movement, may feel like the last thing our body needs. And it may well be, where you may well need to just lie in Shavasana, in Yoga Nidra. But it may also be that you move into this very lunar-like yoga. Connecting with the sense of ease and comfort in the body through movement, flowing with your breath, pausing with your breath. Exhale, bring your left forearm onto your left thigh. Reach up with your right arm. You may wish to stay here. You can even reach forward with your right arm. That left arm can stay on your left thigh, or you can reach down towards the earth. See how it feels for you, where you want to be with your upper body, with that right arm and that left arm. There is no right nor wrong in yoga. This pursuit of perfection, of excellence in yoga is what exhausts us. It devalues us, it values our practice. So this practice of self-care, self-worth, self-value means that we appreciate wholeheartedly all that we can do in that moment. So this, whatever is enough for you in that moment, that is you listening and responding to your breath, your body, your emotions, your needs. Listen in quiet to your needs. Inhale to rise back into Great Warrior Mahavirabhadrasana. Straighten through that left leg, turn the left toes forward, Tarasana. Reach overhead with your hands coming into your Shakthi Mudra above your crown. Reach up. Exhale over to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale over to the right. Inhale to center. Bring your hands to your heart. We're going to step over to the right with our left foot. And you may take one step or two steps. Here you are standing Tadasana here, coming into your mountain pose. Your Shakthi Mudra at the heart, or perhaps down towards the Muladhara. Take a moment here. We're going to reach forward, hinge halfway here. So bring your hands to your heart, tailbone reaches back, crown reaches forward. Have a soft bend in your knees here. Ardha Uttanasana halfway. As you exhale, lower down towards the earth with your crown. Deepen that bend in your knees. Soften your arms, shoulders, neck, head. Your upper body feeling heavy, grounding down, rooting. Your tailbone is lifted. Your feet are grounding down. Delve deep here. So move away from being busy, from always being on the go. And come back into stillness, slowness, self-care. What's the rush? What are we trying to beat? Time itself. And from here, we're going to unfold our spine, one vertebrae at a time, to rise up to Tadasana, standing mountain. Bring your hands in your Shakthi Mudra at your heart. We're going to move, I'll turn sideways so you can see me. We're going to move into our back bend here very slowly. So again, you can support your lower back. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your gaze. You can be reaching overhead with your Shakti Mudra. 3 times here. Come back to neutral. Hands back to your heart. Take a moment here. And then let's go again. Inhale to lift your heart. Draw your shoulder blades together. Lift your gaze. Gentle back bend here. Check how the back of your neck feels. Exhale back to neutral spine. Last time. One more gentle back bend, your variation. Remember, I'm not in your body. You are within your own body. Listen, respond to your body. That's what matters. That is self-care. Yoga is for nourishment, to come into recognition of our needs, emotional, physical, spiritual, back to neutral when you're ready. Take a breath here. We're going to move into our balance as we come towards the end of our class. So come to the middle of your mat. Come into your Tadasana here. We're going to move from tree pose into eagle pose, from I'm having a mental block. Vrikshasana to Garudasana. See, this is a sign of exhaustion, where the mind is not rested, when the mind is not still, we become confused, jumbled, mixed up, unable to think coherently, clearly, succinctly. And that is again a sign that rest is needed. Let's shift the weight into the left leg and peel the right heel off the earth. Your variations for tree pose. Right heel on left ankle. Another variation is to place your foot on a block or a stool, so that right leg is lifted. Again, remember the leg that's working here is the left leg, the standing leg. What we do with the right leg is just party tricks, just showing off. So be where you want to be with that. And also bring it to rest on your inside of your left shin. And also tuck in the heel towards the groin here. And if you bring your leg up, your foot higher up, press that left thigh and the right foot together. Ground down through that left foot that's connected with the earth. So root down into that left foot. Sometimes bending into that knee will help. You can have your Prithivi Mudra, so thumb and ring connected, or you can have your Shakti Mudra here. Wherever you are, whichever mudra you choose to go with, whatever location that right foot is in, let's reach up with our hands above our crown. Rooting through that left foot, rising with your hands and your breath. So rooting with the exhale, rising with the inhale. One more breath here. Exhale, hands back to your heart. Release that right foot, and we're going to cross that right leg over the left. And again, your option here, so you can always shuffle your brick block over. Place your right foot on that block over on. So move your block over to the left, right foot. That might be enough for your Garudasana. Or you can wrap your right leg around your left leg. Open out your arms. Your variation of eagle arms, hands on shoulders. We're going to take our left arm under the right arm. Backs of hands together, or wrap your left fingertips onto your right palm. Coming into your variation of eagle. So your eagle will look very different depending on what you're choosing to do. You have your right foot on a block or stool. Soft bending your knees, that right leg over the left. Your hands can be on your shoulders, left elbow underneath the right elbow. Backs of hands together, left fingertips on right palm. This right leg can be wrapped around. Sink into your eagle pose. Eagle pose, Garudasana, is a very inward looking pose. Delving deep inside, ground through your foot, the left foot that's connected with the earth. Rising up with the crown, rising up through the length of the spine. One more breath here. Open out your arms like the wings of the eagle. Release that right leg back to the earth. Hands come down wherever, bringing them into your namaskar, your Shakti Mudra. Going to move over to the other side now. Aham, Prema. Feeling this love for yourself, love for what you are doing in this moment, love for your breath, love for your body, love for the whole of you, wholeheartedly loving yourself, unapologetically loving yourself. Shift the weight into the right leg, peel off the left heel. To move into our tree pose. So remember, left heel on right ankle, on your shin, tucked in, using a block for your left foot. So, be where you wish with this left foot. Remember, the right leg is the standing leg. That's doing the balancing here, the grounding, the rooting. Your hands can be in Prithivi, and you can reach up overhead. Your hands can be in your Shakti Mudra and reach overhead. You can be holding onto a wall. So your hand would be in Prithivi. Find where you wish to be. One more breath here. We're going to move from here into eagle pose. So let's release that left foot and cross it over the right leg. And again, bring the ball of that left foot either to the earth, to a block of the stool. You can wrap it round your left leg. Open out your arms. This time we're going to have the right elbow underneath the left elbow. And right fingertips can go on the left palm, on your shoulders, backs of hands, your variation for where you are in Eagle Garudasana. So from Vrikshasana to Garudasana. Aham Prema, rooting to rise with love. This new moon in Taurus, this dark moon energy we have, is an invitation to listen to our intuition, the calling of our body's needs. One more breath here. And then unwind from your Tadasana. Let's take our feet slightly wide, come down towards the earth through Malasana. When you're ready, let's come back into Sukhasana. Now, in your home practice here, I invite you to take Shavasana. We are at the end of our time here. So you can come into Shavasana, or if you wish to close your practice with me now, make sure you take a siesta today. I invite you to take a siesta. You can set your alarm 15, 20 minutes. Listen to a yoga nidra. Take rest today. Hands can be in Prithivi Mudra or your Shakthi Mudra. Closing our practice by chanting Aham Prema 3 times and then Om Shanti. Inhale fully. Aham Prema, Aham Prema, Aham Prema. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hands in Namaskar. Dhanyavad. Thank you, yogis. So just find your foundation through self-care and rest. Seek out creature comforts. Be open to receiving fully love that you have for yourself, love that others offer you. Allow your seeds of the self to take root, nourish them, allow them to flourish. Dhanyavad. Thank you, yogis.